This is what happens when a wealthy Giga Chad marries a gold digger.
So he's the nicest, sweetest nerd, but you can't stand him.
Yo, what more sugar can you want? You're planning a murder. Come on, stop, yo.
Your wife has hired a person to kill you.
You're going to jail today for solicitation and murder. You're under arrest.
Dalia Muhammad was a typical Florida girl. However, in the eyes of Michael Dippolito, she was a goddess. What Michael didn't know was that Dalia was plotting his future. Either the cell of a Florida prison or a casket 6 feet under. The question is, why did she try so hard to get rid of her rich husband? How was she caught? And where is she now? The end is guaranteed to upset all the men watching this video. That, I promise.
Truman Inc.
Many fantasies are being transformed into reality by modern science.
Our story begins here, the gritty streets of Philly, a city surrounded by crime, poverty, and drugs. In the midst of it all, a young Michael Dippolito survived. His parents were serious drug addicts, so he had to be raised by his grandparents. However, by the age of 12, he started using drugs and getting high. By the time he was a young adult, he was broke, homeless, and still struggling with drug addiction. However, Michael looked for a way out, so he joined a rehab facility. And after 5 years of being sober, sadly, Michael would relapse. However, he still longed for a better life. Enticed by the allure of sunshine, palm trees, and rubbing elbows with the rich and famous, Michael decided to risk it all and move to the Sunshine State of Florida. Fast cars, beautiful women, and opportunity. Michael Dippolito was in paradise, where he started off his life in a halfway house for recovering drug addicts. With the hunger for money and a heart full of ambition, Michael started to thrive through a form of business he learned during his stay in Florida. To keep it simple, this was what he was doing.
We were trading commodities, and basically the commodities, we didn't have a license to do it, and we didn't even have an account to trade them.
Just like Vin Diesel in the movie Boiler Room, Mike was running his own boiler room, using investors' money for his own personal endeavors, and with the backing of organized crime, he felt unstoppable. The money he made fueled his previous addiction and a fast-paced lifestyle. However, in 2002, Mike was arrested. He collected at least $200,000 from investors and spent the money on hotels, cars, and other luxuries. He pleaded guilty, took a deal, and the judge sentenced him to 2 years in state prison and 28 years of probation, where he had to pay restitution to all his victims. After his release, Michael found his first job as a cook, and after that he got a job working for a friend as an internet marketer, where he slowly acquired the skill and knowledge to start his own internet marketing agency. Up to this point, Michael seemed to have put his life back together, as he was now self-employed, making good money, and he had a wife. On one fateful afternoon, while his wife was away on business, Michael decided to indulge himself in the services of a Florida escort for the weekend. After a quick browse on eros.com, a slim, brown-skinned girl caught his eye. Mike made a quick call, and within a couple of minutes, there she was, Dalia Muhammad. Born to a Peruvian mother and an Egyptian father, while Dalia was young, her father would end up cheating on her mother, leading to them getting a divorce. This happened when Dalia was 17, and the family at the time was living in Boynton Beach, Florida. Dalia acted out as most kids do when their parents are getting a divorce, but nothing serious ever happened. It was at the age of 19 that Dalia allegedly started dabbling in the escorting business, where she spent hours in the gym making sure her assets were in order. However, that was never hard because she was born beautiful. It was during this time, while in her escorting business, that she would meet an important character to the story, a man by the name of Mike Stanley, a building contractor with a little bit of money looking for a good time in Florida while hunting for business prospects. He links up with Dalia at a local joint, buys her a drink, and a relationship would sprout. Stanley at the time was a married man with a kid, but the relationship was on a so-called break. Within 6 months of knowing each other, they moved to California together and started living together. It should be noted that Stanley was 10 years older than her. The age difference in Stanley's long working hours took a toll on the relationship, and it quickly fizzled. Soon after, Dalia met another man while she visited Florida and told Mike Stanley it was over between them, and she moved back to Florida. Now, Dalia is back in Florida, but what did she exactly do for money? You see, Dalia was a very business-savvy individual. Not only was she an escort, but while in California, she ran a massage parlor in Orange County, and at the same time, she was pimping out other girls as escorts and taking a cut from their earnings. When she moved back to Florida, she remotely managed her girls but stopped her massage parlor operations, and apparently, she had also gotten a real estate license in Florida and she was selling houses as well. So money was not really an issue. Now let's get back to Michael Dippolito.
Desde que te vi, yo me enloquecí.
After arriving at Mike's residence, the two got down to business, and Dalia took more than his money. Dalia took his soul, his heart. I say this because immediately after that first encounter, Mike fell hard for this girl. They started going on dates, and the business part of the escorting soon fizzled to where they became lovers. Dalia then went back to California to break up with Stanley like we mentioned, and Michael, immediately after his wife came back from her business trip, he told her he wanted a divorce and he moved out. This man left the woman who stood by him during his whole boiler room fiasco and his drug binges for a green-eyed hooker. Damn. Anyway, within a month, Mike moved out of his house and asked his wife for a divorce. He got an apartment in Boynton Beach where Dalia moved in after she came back from California. In the same month, Dalia introduced him to her family and friends, and Michael introduced her to his friends and family. However, it wasn't always smiles and high fives. Most of them told him that there was something off about her, and that he should be careful, or even leave her. However, Mike never listened. One day on Dalia's birthday, Michael took Dalia and her family out for dinner, and suddenly a man with flowers showed up at their table. The man in question was Mike Stanley. Dalia quickly ushered the man outside, and within a few minutes she was back. She told Michael Dippolito that that was an old boyfriend who was still obsessed with her and there was nothing to worry about, and the dinner went back to normal. In November of 2008, Dalia got herself some breast implants to enhance her form, which she paid for with her own money, so Mike's suspicions on Dalia being a gold digger were put to ease. In December of the same year, Mike would get permission from his probation officer to go to Vegas with Dalia to watch Forrest Griffin and Rashid Evans throw it down in the octagon. It was during this trip that the couple had their first fight, which was caused by Dalia. This made Mike have second thoughts about the relationship and the speed at which they were moving. Once they got back to Florida, Mike ended things with Dalia, where she told him she had never been dumped before, to which Mike responded, "There's a first time for everything." And not only did Dalia look at him like
a fucking alien,
but she also demanded $2,000 to cover her moving fee. Mike paid the fee, and for a few weeks, Dalia was out of Mike's life. Dalia would later reach out to Mike, and the two met at a coffee shop for closure and to revisit what went wrong in their first place in their relationship. You could say they missed each other. Dalia was calm, submissive, and remorseful because Dalia was putting on a world-class act on how she missed him and how she was going to do better. Mike also said he missed her, and just like that, on the same day, they decided to get married. On January 28, 2009, his divorce was finalized, and he could now freely ruin his life by being with Dalia. The next step Michael took was he went to the bank and withdrew a portion of his life savings, $138,000 to be exact, and bought a townhouse in cash to where Dalia was the active real estate agent on the deal. So she got a good commission out of it, and the two now had a place to call home. On the 2nd of February 2009, they finally got married at a courthouse. This was less than a week after his divorce was finalized. In the beginning phase of the marriage, it was perfect. Both of them were deeply in love, and they both had fun in and outside the bedroom. It was like a never-ending honeymoon phase. However, Mike still had an issue. Up until this point, he had reduced his restitution fee from $219,000 to $191,000. However, the thought of paying it off in 28 years still bugged Dalia. They had to hide their money to prevent it from being seized. All that tiptoeing from Johnny Law made Dalia sick and tired, so she came up with a plan. She would put down $91,000 and Mike would put down the remaining $100,000, and together, they would finally pay Mike's debt to society. Was this a kind gesture? Or was it a way for her to steal $100,000 from right under his nose? Let's find out. Mike had about $250,000 cash stashed away in a safety deposit box, so Dalia told him this was what they were going to do. Dalia told Mike to take the cash and make several cashier's checks that he would write to her over the course of a few weeks. The amount had to be below $10,000, and after a few weeks, he had sent her $87,000 in cashier's checks and $13,000 in cash, totaling $100,000. Dalia told him she would put the money in her bank account and add her $91,000. After that, she would simply wire transfer the money to Mike's lawyer, who would pay off the restitution fee, and Mike and Dalia would run down the meadow singing, "Oh, freedom." No. Mike's lawyer never got the money. When Mike asked Dalia about the transfer, she always had an excuse. Like, for example, she said she used an offshore account in the Grand Cayman Islands to save on the transfer fee, and it was reversed, so she had to do it again. She also suggested that maybe Mike's lawyer stole the money, or she would call his office in the morning screaming and banging the phone. Mike was now worried. This was $100,000, a good chunk of his life savings. Mike was now getting frustrated, and he gave her 3 weeks to get it sorted. This, however, was the green light for everything in his life to start going wrong. March 12th, 2009. Boynton police, together with Mike's probation officer, knock on his door at midnight. The story behind it was someone anonymously called the police and said that Mike was dealing steroids and ecstasy out of his townhouse. The police did a search and of course, nothing was found. This left Mike clueless and confused because of course, this had never happened before. Now his probation officer was making frequent visits just to make sure Mike wasn't selling drugs, making Mike even more paranoid and uneasy. Dalia tells Mike due to all the stress they've been through with the wire transfer and the surprise police raid, they should go on a small getaway and decompress. Dalia books a room at the Ritz-Carlton in Palm Beach for the weekend, and they eventually go for their little getaway on March 14th, 2009. March 15th, 2009. On a Sunday morning, Mike goes to the gym early in the morning, and on his way back, he finds police officers at the lobby at around 6 a.m. The cops never questioned Mike or anything, so he went back to his room, got his wife, and proceeded to check out as normal. As the valet pulled up his car, the officers approached him and asked to search it. Because yes, you guessed it, some anonymous tipster said that Mike had drugs in his car. Of course, nothing was found and they proceeded to apologize to Mike. He drove off and that was that. On the way home, Dalia calls Mike's lawyer and informs him about the issue, and they go back and forth speculating on who might be trying to set him up. No conclusion was met, and the next day as Mike was filling up his car at a gas station, he found pills and a white powder stuffed in his gas compartment. Mike threw away the pills and left. If the cops had turned up with a dog that previous night, he would be in jail as an innocent man. So someone was indeed trying to set him up, but the question is, who? His lawyer calls him and tells him the money still hadn't come through. He confronts his wife, who tells him she had lost the money in a scam as she was trying to make some profit from it. Mike then quickly embraced her in his arms and told her that he was proud she came clean and all was forgiven. March 29th, 2009. After the two had dinner at West Palm Beach, Michael notices cops surrounding his car and he knew what had happened. Police, of course, search his vehicle, but this time they brought a dog. After 15 minutes of searching the car, lo and behold, the dog started barking at the spare tire compartment. When the police looked into it, they found a cigarette carton with 1.5 grams of coke. Mike just broke down crying at the feet of the female officer, telling her about all the previous events that had taken place, and he was even willing to do a drug test. The officer said it was an anonymous call, and the amount they found wasn't even enough to sell, and if it was for personal use, Why keep it in such a tight, inconvenient space? The cops would let him go, and on the drive home, he started to join the dots. All this started happening when he met Dalia. 6 years prior, nothing of that sort ever occurred, and this made him confront her as she drove home. Dalia got so offended and triggered that she stomped on the gas, getting the car to 100 miles per hour, prompting Mike to calm her down, and after she did, they quietly drove home. The next day, Dalia handed Mike a check for $191,000, but the name on the check was not Dalia's. It was Eric Tall. Mike questions her, but as usual, she does her mental gymnastics on him, and he lets it go. They go to the lawyer to clear the restitution fee. Mike, happy as ever, waited for Dalia to hand the lawyer the check, and at that split second, she stops dead in her tracks and breaks down. She starts rambling about how Mike doesn't trust her anymore and paying this money wasn't the right move. She then goes ahead and says that she will give Mike the check once he pays her back the $91,000 she gave him to pay the whole fee. The lawyer and Mike at this point were shocked. Mike tries to plead with her, but she doesn't budge. Mike then proceeds to drive all the way to Boca Raton where his safety deposit box was so he could get the $91,000 in cash. He puts the money in a shopping bag and drives back to the lawyer's office to give Dalia the money. Dalia gives him the check. Mike goes to the lawyer's secretary and gives her the check. On the way back to the lawyer's office, Dalia had disappeared. The lawyer comes running to Mike saying the check said $191, not $191,000. Mike then calls Dalia and she tells him she was waiting for him by the car. When Mike got there, Dalia was with 2 other people and one of them was allegedly Eric Tall. Mike demanded his money back and told Dalia to get into the car. On the way home, Mike asked her how and why she switched the checks. And of course, she plays dumb and blames Mike's lawyer as well as Eric. This time Mike was livid with anger, so Dalia called Eric and Mike snatched the phone. Eric confirms Dalia's scam story and Eric wanted an interest of $19,000 on top of the money she was lending Dalia to pay back Mike. The next day was April 1st, 2009. Mike met Eric at the bank with his $91,000 and an additional $50,000. Mike brought with him $141,000. His restitution fee was $191,000. So Eric Tall was bringing $50,000 to complete the deficit and write Mike a check for the full amount, which in turn Mike would pay him an additional $19,000 on top of the $50,000, bringing Eric's grand total to $69,000. Eric's bank gives Mike a check for $191,000. He makes it out to the lawyer, and the couple go back to pay the debt and put this issue behind them. The lawyer would excuse Dalia from the office and tell Mike that Eric had contacted him through fax stating that Mike had to put his townhouse as collateral for the $50,000 loan. The lawyer looks him dead in the eye, gives him back the check, and tells him that this is super sketchy and that he did not want to represent him anymore while handing him the number of another lawyer. He hires the new lawyer and goes to her office to give her the check. The check in question was written out to Mike's old lawyer, so he called Eric and asked him if he could write him a new check for his new lawyer. Eric with no hesitation says yes, and they go to Eric's bank the following day. But Eric tells him while at the bank that due to the recent activity in his account, the bank had frozen his funds, but after a few days, he would be more than happy to help him out. Long story short, he never heard from Eric again. So basically Mike had been scammed. That's $100,000 he gave to Dalia and $141,000 he gave to Eric, giving us a total of $241,000 lost. Mike was now broke, and he still owed his boiler room victims $191,000. The writing was on the wall. Dalia was responsible for what happened to him, and his lawyer, his friends, all warned him about her. So he confronts Dalia about this, and she tells him she's pregnant. This took away all the frustration and rage Mike had, and he was now focused on his new child. They do the whole baby preparation action like baby clothes, baby books, and doctor's appointments. However, whenever Mike wanted to go or take her, the appointments would always mysteriously get canceled. They would also go to marriage counseling to work on their trust issues, and Dalia always brought up the $241,000 she cost Mike and said that the only way for their marriage to move forward was for him to let go of the money. On May 27, 2009, the couple would go to the gym together. This was unusual as Dalia didn't go to the gym because she was allegedly pregnant. They had their gym session, and once they got back to the car, they found a note on the windscreen that instructed Mike to bring $40,000 back to the same parking spot the next day at 9:30 a.m. The letter made no sense. It basically read, "Bring money or something bad happened, signed someone who can help you," with a phone number. Dalia allegedly called the number and said a woman answered and told her that if the money wasn't sent, the both of them would be killed. Dalia would speculate to Mike whether it was his early associates, since he was involved in organized crime and he did take a deal while his associates stayed locked up. She asked him whether it was his boiler room victims or his ex-wife. Mike even called his wife, and of course it wasn't her. She had even warned Mike that Dalia was a sketchy character before their divorce was finalized when she found out that Mike had met Dalia on the internet. It still didn't make any sense. Why now? Mike's paranoia was now dialed up to 100%, and he started looking over his shoulder and searching his car, house, and gym bag to make sure he had nothing he wasn't supposed to have. Michael Dippolito slowly started losing his mind and started wishing whoever was hunting him would just take him out and get it over with. July 22nd, 2009. Michael Dippolito visits a plastic surgeon to get liposuction on his love handles. Of course, the procedure leads him to be on bed rest for 2 weeks. Suddenly, he started to develop stomach issues and sores in his mouth. Turns out it was food poisoning. Someone laced his Starbucks drink with antifreeze. Where did he get the drink? Well, his wife, Dalia. The next step was to find Mike a new lawyer, and Dalia had already found a lawyer in Miami. The lawyer was to help Mike get administrative probation, which according to the state of Florida is where a previously convicted individual goes unmonitored. That is, their behavior is not tracked, they're not drug tested, and they don't necessarily need to seek permission to travel throughout the state. However, Mike didn't qualify for this. He didn't even serve half of his probation. However, Dalia did her famous mental gymnastics and Mike played along. A man by the name of Richard called the house and told Mike to write a letter to the judge explaining why he wanted to get administrative probation and bring it to the courthouse. Dalia would write the letter for him, and they would take it to the courthouse where a paralegal would take the letter. Richard called to follow up and told Mike he was on track to get the probation, but there was one problem. His house could be seized due to the unpaid restitution fee, and the state might try to liquidate it to pay his victims. So we asked him to put it under someone else's name. Mike chose Dalia, and oh boy was she happy. They drove to Delray Beach the next day, and the house was now in Dalia's name. Now let me introduce Mohammed Shihadeh. Mohammed Shihadeh and Dalia met in 2001 in one of Mohammed's check cashing stores in Boca Raton, Florida. The two would develop a relationship as friends with benefits, which would go on until 2004. It should be noted that up until this point, Mohammed got married and divorced while seeing Dalia as a side piece. The difference being, Mohammed saw her for who she really was. A manipulative, narcissistic, two-faced, spoiled Florida girl who did anything to get what she wanted. In 2004, Dalia would move to California to live with Mr. Stanley, where Mohammed stated that he hadn't seen her for a period of 4 years, which brings us to where we are now. Towards the end of March, Dalia asked Mohammed for help on a pressing issue on the phone, so Mohammed instructed her to show up at his cousin's clothing store so they could talk. So she arrives at the store looking good. In the words of Gal Gadot,
he's a man.
So she starts telling Mohammed and his cousin that Mike was abusive and it was getting out of hand, and she sees no other option but to get him killed. Mohammed said no, but Dalia keeps yelling, attracting a group of men who were standing outside the shop. These men were known Florida gangsters, so they get to where Dalia and Mohammed were, and they offer their services to kill Michael Dippolito. Mohammed had warned Dalia that these were serious individuals, and once she enlists their help, it was as good as done. Dalia accepts and gets into the car with these gangsters, and they go to scope out Mike's townhouse to see how they were going to do it. They would later come back, and one of the gangsters took Mohammed aside and told him, first, it wasn't doable. Mike's house was too secure. It had cameras, motion sensors, and an up-to-date security system. So the gang member told Mohammed that they weren't going to do it, and they wanted to stay away from Dalia as much as possible because she was crazy. Dalia was getting desperate. Mike was still trying to investigate how he was going to get his money back, and he also kept questioning her about the money. She had previously tried to use the pregnancy to make him pardon the $241,000 loss, but Mike said no because of course it was a lot of money. So she had to get rid of Mike or get caught, and oh boy did she try. She tried calling back one of the gang members who never responded. She tried to tell Mohammed to buy her an illegal gun, but of course he didn't. Dalia's world was now slowly crumbling. During this time, she found out that according to Florida law, Mike's house was community property, and if Mike got busted, the house would still be seized and liquidated. So Mike had to die so she could keep the money and the house. She would meet Mohammed again at a gas station, and during this conversation, Mohammed had stepped out to get a pack of smokes, and while he was doing so, Dalia would steal his gun from his glove compartment. Mohammed would notice the gun was missing when he opened up the compartment, and he demanded his gun back from Dalia, and she would eventually give it back, and the two would go their separate ways. Mohammed was now getting scared, not for Mike, but for himself. If Dalia did something stupid, it would end up being traced back to him. If she had used his gun, it would end up being traced back to him. Dalia could kill Mike and frame him as the mastermind behind it. He knew who he was dealing with. So he decided to snitch. And on July 31st, 2009, he would go to the Boynton Police Department, which in my opinion, even if it was for his protection, was the right move to make. Police questioned him and gave him a document to sign, which Mohammed really didn't understand.
At the Boynton Beach Police Department, who gave you a document to sign, and he said, sign this, and you will remain anonymous.
Correct, but I also told the detective that I wanted to contact my attorney, Ian Goldstein, and at that point, for those 10 minutes, we could not get a hold of Ian Goldstein, and we did get a hold of Ian Goldstein after I signed the paper. Then Ian Goldstein kind of told me that that paper doesn't keep you confidential, they explain it to you wrong.
The document allowed police to wire his car and him.
Did you know at the time you met Ms. Dippolito in your car at the mobile gas station that the Boynton Beach Police Department had installed video cameras in your car?
No.
Did you ever consent?
No.
Did you ever consent to the Boynton Beach Police Department to allow your car to be set up with video cameras in it?
No.
And when's the first time you learned that your conversation with Ms. Dippolito in your car at the mobile station on August 1, 2009 was videotaped?
When people called me up and said, you're on YouTube.
So Mohammed calls Dalia for another meetup, but this time he told her to bring $3,000 and a picture of her husband because he finally found a hitman to whack his husband. The police knew about this meetup and they wired Mohammed up and his car, placing a camera in the front pocket of a shirt hanging in the back seat. The two would meet at the same mobile gas station and begin to talk about the hit on her husband. I couldn't really find the full video, so here's a snippet of what they talked about.
He just needs the price of the gun.
You're sure everything else is okay?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yo, what more sure can you want? You're planning a murder.
In summary, Dalia told Mohammed why he wanted Mike Dippolito dead. If she divorced him, he would come after her and she would lose everything. Mohammed kept asking her if she was sure. Dalia would confirm and says she wanted it done the following week on Wednesday. Mohammed agreed with her and asked her for a $1,200 deposit for the hitman to buy a gun, and he also said that he would have to meet the hitman before the job was done. Dalia agreed and gave him the $1,200 in cash, and the two would break contact for a few days. August 3rd, 2009. At around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, the hitman calls Dalia's phone and told her he wanted to meet with her in 2 hours' time. He also instructed her to bring $3,000 and a key to their house. The hitman was none other than undercover narcotics officer Witty Jean. According to Officer Jean, Dalia chose the parking lot of a CVS. Mohammed would come along to the meeting as a means of moral support as Dalia had requested. They would eventually meet with the hitman, and Dalia got into the car to finalize the deal. The recording you're about to see is a hidden camera in Officer Jean's car. The cousin she's referring to is Mohammed.
We're staying in here, right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Man, you look good. Got me up a little bit. You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. You?
Okay. No, I'm good. Just that, took a little while to get here. I just want to make sure you're all right.
No, I'm fine. I came with my cousin, that's why.
All right.
I guess.
Yeah, I saw that. I figured, spider know me, so, you want to take your precaution or whatever. Relax. We're just going to talk.
Okay.
We're going to talk, get some stuff out the way. All right.
All right, cool.
All right. Okay. First thing first. $50,000, and then I do my thing. All right, and I just got to know a little bit about the news. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna do it and what exactly is gonna be done. All right. And if you got recommendations, you know what you want, what you know about him. Dude, is he your husband or something? Boyfriend? Your husband? How long y'all been married? No, for real, because the thing is, you know, after I talked to you today, you know, this phone, garbage, you won't be able to get a hold of it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that, you know, it's what you want.
No.
All right? Okay. Because, you know, I'm here on word. I'm doing my dude a favor, and, you know, and I'm lowballing. The price is really, really low. You know what I mean? So I just want to make sure that, you know, it's what you want. All right? So you sure you want to kill this dude?
Do we really have to?
All right.
You know, it's just, I'd rather be as less, you know, whatever with you.
All right. All right. I know I got a picture. I looked at a picture of the house or whatever. You know, I know y'all got an alarm system.
We have alarm, motion detectors, and camera.
What's the company that monitors the alarm system? It's not one of the common.
No, it's not like
not
a main,
ABT
no, it's
or,
not like a main company or anything like that.
So it's a smaller company.
Right.
All right.
But the thing is, like, in the middle of this week, he's going to be somewhere, and so I wanted to talk to you and see if
Where is he gonna be?
something can possibly, you know what I mean?
Well, all right. So you don't want it at the house?
I'd rather, I wanted to talk to you and see if it's something, you know what I mean, at that place, if you could do something like that, or if it can't be done and, you know.
Well, that's the thing, which is why, you know, I want to know as much information so I can plan, you know, because I've already started planning as if that's going to be in the house, which is why I asked him for the key for the house. You know what I mean? Because my thing was it's going to be a, you know, in and out, you know. If you're not comfortable, because a lot of people are not comfortable with me with keys in the house, all that kind of stuff, you know, like a lot of personal information. You know what I mean? It'll take a little while, but I'll get in, you know. I don't care about the alarm system. I just got to know who it is, you know. And because a lot of times, you know, whatever I get from whatever money I get from you, most of it goes into, you know, planning and getting people to do stuff. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is.
How soon can we get everything going?
Well, it's up to you.
I mean, I need it done, like, this week, but, like, my understanding of everything was that, like, you know, I was going to give you what I gave you, and then that was everything. Until after the fact. And then after the fact, I guess you were going to come and, like, find me or whatever, or you were going to tell me, like, where it was supposed to go. That's why, like, today when you asked me for money, you threw me off guard, and I told you okay.
Oh, right.
I said to you, oh, okay, because, you know, I'm not going to get on the phone with you, whatever, like, over, you know, but...
Okay.
I mean, I'm good for it. Like, it's not like I don't have it
or
anything. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I understand your position. Like, I went ahead and I gave 12 with the understanding that after everything was already handled, you were going to come and find me. And, I mean, I know not to fuck around with you. You know certain things, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you obviously know where I'm at.
Well, my thing is that I'll give you a quick breakdown of what I've done so far. You know, I got $1,200 from the dude. All right? $1,200 went to buying my heat, my gun. Okay, and a couple hundred, you know, for other people to do things.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's pretty much it. As a matter of fact, I've already spent more money, you know, just to get here.
Right.
You understand? Because I had to get this car, I got to get rid of this car, I had to get this phone, I got to get rid of this phone.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a lot more I had to do.
I know. But, like, I told you, like, I can't keep coming out of, like, I've come out of pocket a lot for, like, a lot of other things.
That's fine.
But you know what I mean? Like, I can't get into it, like,
no,
or whatever.
That's all right. Go ahead. That's all
right.
right.
So it's kind of like, you know, I'm in the position where, like I told you, like, I'm good for it. Like, the day that you needed it, you know, it's like I came, I met that day, it was handled. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of person that I am.
Okay.
Today, you threw me off guard when you called me at, like, 2, and it's not like, you know what I mean, I have a stash under my pillow.
No, I do. Because I was going to make quick. Here's what I'll do, okay? Here's what I'll do. I don't have to collect anything, because I was going to take half from you today, and then half when it's all done. That was the plan. You understand? You know, if you want to do it in the back end, you know, you might want to have to collect maybe $1,000 or more. You know, top 2. You understand? Because I have to spend $1,000, you know, between today and tomorrow. Okay? If you want it done, because I was thinking, if you want it done tonight, tomorrow, or the week, I understand. I could get it done by Wednesday if you want me to. You understand? But I got to do my homework. You know, I got to you know exactly where the place is and how to get out of there, how to get in and out. You understand what the neighbors want. I got to call the cops, you know, report a shooting to see how fast they get to that location. There's a lot of stuff I got to do. That's going to cost me a lot of money. So I got to buy a phone to do it with and then burn the phone later on. There's a lot I got to do.
Right, so what can we
but no,
do?
I don't mind. You ain't got to do it now. As a matter of fact, you know, you can leave the thing. You can leave, you know, my payment at the house. If you want to do it at the house, he says he's going to be somewhere this week. If you want to do it somewhere else, then I have to meet with you, you know, later on to cash. Understand? But you know, you let me know. You give me a day. You give me a time.
How are we
you give
going
me
to
a
do
habit.
it? So if we go ahead and we do it like at the house, like how soon could you do it? And
I
what
could
time
do it
are we looking at?
Wednesday morning at the house, because I was looking in the newspapers here. There's been a lot of burglaries in this area. All right, it's not uncommon for someone to break into a house. Okay, it's gonna be like I break into the house. You know, didn't think he was gonna be home because everybody works in the daytime.
Right.
You're gonna think he's at work. Boom, he's not at work. Then you know he gets two in the head. That's it. You know, I take a couple things with me, break a couple windows, make it look like a robbery that went bad, and it's all over. I'm gone out of there. You understand? I'm not gonna be by myself. I'm gonna have other people watching my back. You know, doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? Because he has guns in the house.
No.
All right.
He's right now he's on probation, so there's a lot of people that don't like him.
All right. What's his name?
Mike.
Mike. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's how I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Robbery went bad. That's the thing. Okay. Now, once that's done, you know, I'll wait a few days. I'm not gonna call you right away because the police are gonna be all over this motherfucker. Understand? The police are gonna be asking you questions, although they know it's gonna be obvious what it is, and they already know. You know what I mean? But you know they're gonna ask questions, you know, because that's how they gotta do it. Okay? But I give you maybe 1 or 2 days, you know, but I'll be in contact with you. You know what I mean? When it's all done, you know, and then I get paid. Understand? All right. Let me see. I got a couple things I gotta ask you. Now, this dude here, you know, you with, how much does he know about this? And how much do you trust him?
He's my cousin, and you know, it's like he's the one who, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, because I know you talked to my man, and
right.
you know, my man said he's good. You know what I mean? I'm just saying for you. You understand? Because I don't know how well you handle pressure. You understand? I don't know, you know, because I don't want.
No, I'm not gonna. You know, I'm a lot tougher than what I look. I know you see me, and you're like, oh, what a cute little girl, whatever. You know, but I'm not.
You are. You're extremely beautiful.
Thank you, but you know, I just need to make sure everything's gonna get taken care of.
All right. Okay. So.
He then asks her about the payment.
You pay me the back end. How much you paying me?
What do you say back end?
Okay, when it's all done. I was going to get $3,000 from you today, and $3,000 when it's all done.
Right.
Okay? So someone collect all of it at once, you know, just throwing maybe $1,000 more. $1,000 or $2,000. So can you do $700,000 or $800,000? What's this money?
Just $7, is that okay?
Okay, 7 cash. Okay? All right, now here's the thing. That's why I want to ask you again. All right, this phone, after today, until I get a hold of you, after it's all done, you're not going to get a hold of me. You understand? Okay, don't try to call me. Even if you call me this morning, I'm going to be working. You understand? If I need any more, you know, information. Okay, what's the name of the development? The house is in?
I don't know if I find that.
Okay, all right. That's what I thought it was, like a bunch of tall buildings.
Yeah, it's right over there.
All right. Okay.
That's why I wanted to meet you here, so that then you could see, you know what I mean?
What's the house number?
Would also discuss other places he could carry out the hit, to where Dalia mentioned that her husband would be going to the bank to withdraw $10,000, to which she also offered the money as payment if he decided to carry out the hit there.
On Wednesday, he's leaving.
He's leaving on Wednesday?
He's leaving Wednesday.
What time is he leaving
Wednesday? Between 8:15 and 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to know, like, do you want to come to my house Wednesday, or do you just want to, you know what I mean? I don't know what kind of scenes you do, whatever. He's going to be going to the bank on Wednesday. I don't know if, you know, yeah, I don't know if that's too public for you, or if that's too...
What's he doing at the bank?
He has to pull out money for his business partner.
Oh, he's not going to... Okay, so he doesn't have any money at the house, man?
He's like hard cash. He's going and pulling out the money because he has to make it look like it's coming from an account from his business partner.
Okay.
It's like a business account.
How much money?
He said he was pulling out, I think, around 10.
That might even be better. He's got $10,000.
That's what I was telling you. He's going into the bank on Wednesday and he's pulling out money. Like, I know what bank he's going to.
What bank is he going to?
In Boca. Are you familiar with Boca?
I could find out.
I know exactly which bank he's going, and I know what time he's going to be there. If he'll be there early, he'll be there when the bank opens.
Okay. All right. What's the name of the bank he's going to?
So, the bank that he's going to, he's going to Bank of America.
In Boca? You know where exactly that is?
Yeah, I know exactly where, what time, everything.
Okay.
So I don't know if, you know,
Well,
the problem with this, though, is that from where the bank is to where the partner's office is, it's literally, like, next door to each other.
Okay,
like, he's going to have to get back in the car to go there. I know where the office is at and everything like that. Like, I could show you where everything's at.
His office, his apartment?
Yeah.
All right.
But now I don't know if that's, like, too public for you, or...
Well, I mean, yeah, I could do it like that, but it is public. I'll get the money. But the thing about it is that it's a harder getaway. If it's in Boca, how close is it from, like, I-95 or something?
You're closer to the turnpike.
The bank is? Bank of America. What road is it on?
441.
441, closer to that. Turnpike's good, too. Because, I need somewhere to get out fast.
Right.
Okay. Turnpike, what road is it on?
It's on Glades and 441.
Glades and 441. Bank of America.
There's a Bank of America there and a shopping
center.
And
where's his partner's office at?
This is 441.
Yeah.
This is Glades.
Yeah.
441 is here, the bank is here, and then the next building over on 441 is where the partner's office is.
Okay, so the partner's office is actually on 441, so not Glades.
Exactly.
What's the name, like, the business?
It's in a building. Like, I can get you the building number and everything like that. I know where everything's at, but, like, the exact...
First floor, second floor, or anything like that? Okay, all right. He won't make it to the building. And he's leaving the house by 8:30. He's going to go get $10,000.
Yeah.
All right.
At that bank, though, he's leaving our house and then going to Boca and doing it. That's why I thought that, like...
What kind of car does he drive?
He'll probably be in that Tahoe right there.
What, it's his Tahoe?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
He'll probably be in that Tahoe, and he has a Porsche, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be in that Tahoe.
Okay.
And he just had surgery, so it's, I'm pretty sure he'll be in the Tahoe.
It's like taking money from a kid. All right.
So what I was thinking is that would benefit you because obviously, like, you know what I mean?
No, either or. The thing is, it's more risky doing it in public like that, but I don't mind. I just gotta,
That he'll have it for sure because the friend texted him, the partner texted him, when are you coming?
Okay.
And then from there, I know where he's going right after that. But he won't have the money anymore. He's going from the bank to there, and then that's it. You're not going to catch him anymore with money.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do. If I don't do it now, because, the thing is, I don't want to get greedy, but, the fact that he's only got $10,000 on him, I'm interested.
Exactly.
And it's only going to make it look like, he has more reason to be robbed because of that amount of money.
Right.
Right, and they're probably going to suspect the partner because the only partner knows he's going to get that.
Exactly.
All right. So what I'm going to do is that, I'm going to try to change my plans a little bit and then try to, do it with the whole bank thing. If I can't come through with it by Wednesday, then it's going to have to be at the house. You know what I mean? Right. But I'm more interested in that additional $10,000 I'm going to get from him. You know what I mean? Because, that's not going to come out of your pocket.
So what do you need then? Do you want to go ahead and drive by that area and, like, scout it out, or what are you trying to do?
Right now?
Yeah.
No.
He's just smoking because I'm not letting him smoke in the truck.
Right. No, I think I'll find out. As long as I know where the bank is, as long as I know what car he's going to drive, I know I'm going to have people following from the house to the bank.
Dalia was not comfortable giving him a key to the house, but she did offer her husband's Porsche as payment.
Right.
All right. And then he's going to be on.
Because he's going to have it. That's what I'm saying to you. It's like,
all right.
You get him at the house, it's like, it's like, but,
right,
I mean,
right,
I have nice shit at my house, but still, like, if you go and you know what I mean?
He doesn't keep any, like, large amount of money at the house?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No, so you're better. I mean, nobody knows. Everybody, when you come to my house, you think, you know what I mean, there's a lot of money there, there's a lot of stuff there, whatever.
Yeah.
But in reality,
All right. Okay.
The only thing would be, if you, like, leave with the fucking Porsche or something. It's what I'm trying to say to you.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Okay. I'm going to plan that way, and I'm going to plan it with the bank. The thing is, you got to understand, because after today, I can't get a hold of you. If it doesn't work out the way I'm safe, or, the way, I'm comfortable with it at the bank, then, it's going to have to be at the house. I just want to make sure that you're not going to be home, or no one else is not going to be home.
Well, you got to tell me, like, okay, are we looking at Wednesday morning, or are
Wednesday's the day of the money. I'm going to go for the money. If the money doesn't work, then I'm going to have to do it before then. You know what I mean? Like I said, I have a small window, at the house or the money. If I don't get it by the money, then I'm done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I won't even get paid.
Right.
Because, so that's my way. It's a short window, so I got to play. I got to have people up here.
So Wednesday, he's leaving 8:15, 8:30.
Are you going to be home?
He wants to be at the bank when the bank opens at 9.
Okay.
And then he's going to go and see.
Okay. Can he walk from the bank to is it like walking distance, or you got to drive? to the partner's office?
No, he's going to get in the truck and drive.
Okay. All right.
He'll get in the truck and he'll drive.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Okay. Let me see. I got one more thing for you, though.
But what I wanted to say to you is that I wanted to make sure, like, for example, like, okay, this shit doesn't happen Wednesday, Thursday morning, for example, you don't come and I'm there, you know?
At the house?
Right. Like, I want to make sure, like.
You know, if I listen, if it doesn't happen by Wednesday, I'm not coming. All right. I'm not coming. What I'm going to do is that if I don't get it done, you're going to get your money back. If it doesn't happen, and if it doesn't happen by Wednesday, I'm going to have to call you from another phone and, you know, tell you a whole different plan. You understand?
Okay.
You know, but I'm not gonna do anything that you don't know of. You know what I'm saying? You're the client. I'm not gonna, you know, do anything without your approval. You understand?
Right.
So.
You know, Wednesday I told you where he's going to be, and then you need to know where he's going to be after he leaves the partners, or no?
Where's he going to be at?
He has a dentist appointment right across the street at like 9:30, 10 in the morning.
Okay, 9:30. And at that point,
so he's
is he leaving town Wednesday? You say he's going somewhere. He's leaving town? Or?
No, that was that.
Okay, all right. Then he's going to come back home.
Right, then he's going to come back home.
Definitely not coming back home with the money. Partner's going to be with him.
No, he's meeting the partner, and then from there he's going to...
Okay, all right. I'm going to try to do the poker thing, though, because I've been planning for, you know, over here. Just, you know, I gotta do my homework and come back.
No, that would be ideal, because it would make it seem like that's the reason why.
Right.
No, I'm okay.
I'm good. Thanks, man. All right. Nice dude. All right. Wednesday, bank, $10,000, right?
Yeah.
And y'all. All right. He's gonna be in that car. His name is Mike. And so he just had surgery. When?
His back right here.
Back. All right. Okay. So he's not gonna be able to move that.
He won't be able to, like, I mean, he walks fine and everything like that, but I mean, you know, it's going to be like a little bit of a struggle.
Okay.
He wears here, like all this here, you know, all these here are like tender points.
Okay.
At this point, he asks her again if she was sure she wanted to go through with the plan, to where she utters her famous words, she was 5,000% sure.
All right. Okay. If it's not done by Wednesday, then I'll call you. If it's done by Wednesday, the only thing you're going to hear from me is to collect, all right? Which is why I said that, you know, between now and when it's done, you know, you're not going to have an option to change your mind. Even if you change your mind, you're not talking to him.
There's no changing, there's no, like, I'm determined already. I'm positive, like, 5,000% sure, like, I was stressing when you told me you were going to come up here, and then I'm, like, looking at the time, I'm like, what's the fuck, he's not coming, he's not this, you know, it's like, all this stuff or whatever, like, no, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, like, as soon as he told me, listen, I need the money from you, I went, I grabbed it right away, like, we were good to go. Like, with me, you're not going to have a problem, you're not going to have an issue, you know what I mean, nothing of nothing, I just...
Do you have any money on you right now you could afford or anything? You don't have to, I'm just saying.
I didn't bring anything.
Okay, no big deal. It's all right. Okay, so, about the key to the house?
I had that, but I didn't make a copy of it. Because I wanted to talk to you about Wednesday to see if Wednesday was going to work out better than,
yeah, Wednesday,
you know what I mean?
Wednesday's going to work out
better. Coming to the house, because the thing is that I don't want to pay for the phone, but like I told you, I have cameras. They don't record, but I have cameras on the front and in the back, and then I have the motion detector. Yeah. So it's like even if you go with the key, the sensor's going to go off, and then he's going to see like on our TVs, you know what I mean? Somebody, exactly.
Okay.
So I didn't want to fuck you up either, and then all of a sudden, you know what I mean, have an issue.
Okay, what floor is it on? Is it on a first floor or?
There's 3-story townhomes. When you walk in, it's an office.
So, all right, so the whole 3 stories is you guys?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
The whole 3 stories is us.
All right, all right. You got the key with you? I just want to see what kind of key it is.
It's just a regular, I have it in the truck because
you know the name of the, I mean, I could, you know, it's just, I don't want, you know, just, you know, right now I'm planning for the bank thing. I'm just saying, you know, if the last minute the bank's not going to work out, I just want to make sure that, you know, I can get it done. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have to say, you don't have to say, fuck the money. I just want to get the job done.
Right.
Understand?
Well,
so,
I mean, he walks the dog in the morning, and when he walks, you know, every morning he's walking the dog, like, at a certain time. We leave our front door unlocked.
Oh, perfect. And are you going to be home Wednesday morning?
Wednesday morning, yeah, unless you tell me otherwise.
All right.
At this point, the undercover cop tells her his final plan and gives her an alibi so she won't be home when he does it.
Okay. Do you go jogging in the morning? Do you go to the gym in the morning?
with going to the gym, yeah. I mean, if I go tomorrow, it's not going to look weird or anything. Because
Okay.
I go to the gym on a regular basis.
All right, Wednesday morning, go to the gym.
All right.
All right, because if I can't do the bank thing, then I'm gonna have to do it at the house. I don't want you at the house.
Okay.
Understand?
Around 6:30, 7 o'clock, he
Yeah.
always walks the dog in the morning.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he walks the dog across, like, over where the lake is, and our door is always unlocked.
I'll be in the house by 6:30 Wednesday morning.
Okay.
6 o'clock, you're in the gym.
Okay, if you
All
decide
right.
that you're not going to do the...
Well, that's the thing. Listen, by the time you get back from the gym, you're gonna find two things: just dead body in the house, all right, or nothing.
All right.
Okay, if it's nothing, then it's gonna be the thing.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow then. Then when I go Wednesday, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
But remember, always around 6:30, 7 o'clock, he's always
Walking the dog.
walking the dog.
Okay. Just make sure you're at the house by 6 o'clock in the morning Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then
I'll be over there. I'll make sure I'll watch you walking out the house. Just want to make sure
and
that
you're going to get there earlier and everything like
earlier. I'll be there early in the morning. I just didn't think I thought it was going to be about 9:30, 10 o'clock thing. But since it's going to leave the house by 8:30, then I gotta be here. I gotta be hours before.
Right.
Make sure it's all done. So.
And then too, worst case, he's going to be at the bank and that's
At the bank, Glades Road, 441,
Yeah.
Bank of America, right? $10,000. Okay.
All right.
All right. Anything for me?
I think at this point the cop knew they had an airtight case, and he just wanted to end the conversation. This would make him slip up and not ask for Dalia's address, making her a bit suspicious. But he salvages this mistake, and the conversation continues.
No, I mean, we're good, right?
We're good.
You don't need to know anything else, or you're okay?
I think I'm good.
Okay, and then how are you going to know where I live if you decide that you're going to go to the house?
Yeah, you just told me. What's the house number? I think
So you don't know.
I saw the picture. I saw the picture.
But it had a whole bunch of house numbers. You know which one mine is?
Wait, which one's the house number?
It overlooks the lake.
What's the number?
1329.
1329? Okay. All right. 1329.
Yeah.
First floor. Okay. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a swing by there right now.
All right.
1329. Looks at the lake, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the name of the road there? Like was it the yeah something?
Dalia then gives him directions to her house, and they finally part ways.
Yeah. You're going to... That's what you're going to do. Oh, so you already went by?
Yeah, I went through there. That's what I'm saying. That's what, look at it.
Okay.
1329.
Right.
What's the exact address? 1329 what?
It's right there. You're going to see it. Which way are you going to go in?
I'm going to go into, I think the first one. Not this one right here, the first one down.
Okay, you're going to go down the first one, make a left,
Yeah.
and then there's going to be like a one-way ramp. Keep going,
Right.
and then you're going to U-turn.
Okay, what's
And then it's going to be on the right-hand side, via the Pepe.
Yeah, all right, that's what it was. Yeah, 1329, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay? All right. Thank you so much, and I guess
You'll hear from me.
I'll hear from you.
All right.
All right, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Bye.
August 5th, 2009, 6 a.m. Boynton police go to Mike's house and immediately usher him to a police car.
You need to come with me to the police station. You're not in trouble. Your wife has hired a person to kill you.
They were taking him to the station so they could stage the murder and finally take Dalia into custody. To make it even sweeter, the cops weren't alone. A camera crew from the popular show, Cops, were there to get the whole experience on camera. Police would block the road off, put yellow tape around the house, and the sting operation was now set. Detective Frank Ramsey calls Dalia at 6:21 a.m.
Ma'am, I'll tell you everything you need to know when you get here, okay?
She arrives, and that's when we get this clip.
Listen, we had a report of a disturbance at your house, and there were shots fired. Is your husband Michael? Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, ma'am, he's been killed.
The police ushered her to a police car and took her to the police department for further questioning and debriefing. Police would search her car, and in it was a $3,000 Prada bag stuffed to the brim with more than $33,000 worth of jewelry, and a key to a safety deposit box and her burner phone. It was later found out that Dalia was so scared that the hitman would steal from her that she stuffed all her jewelry in that bag. They get to the station, and the interrogation finally begins. She's then told she's being videotaped, and all of a sudden, her tune completely shifts.
This is something, because we're going to videotape, that I need you to sign also. It gives us the right to videotape it. You want to read that?
I don't want to be videotaped.
Well, you're being videotaped. That's all part of it.
Whose number is this?
That's your home number.
Oh.
We got that from our reports that have been filed here. And then I'll tell you what's going on here.
The cop then asks her if she could think of anybody who wanted to kill her husband, to which she responded that her husband was on probation.
Okay. Listen, is there anybody that you know that you think would want to kill your husband?
My husband's on probation.
For what?
He's for stock fraud.
Stock fraud? How long has he been on probation? Probation or parole? Is he spending time in prison? How much? Do you know?
2 years in prison and 5 years on probation, going on to 6 years.
Oh my God. And what was that for?
It was for taking money. It was like, he explained it like boiler room kind of, where they would take money from people and put it towards things.
Yeah. How long have you guys been married?
Not even a year.
This is tragic. Is there anybody you could think of that would want to do this to him?
I was telling the officers we've had problems already, and
what sort of problem?
He's been trying to get off probation, and it's just been nothing but problems the whole time that he's been trying to get off. People weren't happy that he was getting off probation because it's a lot of money he's got to pay back.
Well, when you say people, who are you talking about? People that were involved with him before, or?
A little bit of everything. This was supposed to be something, when he got off probation, it was supposed to be between us. And he went and he told, friends of his, he told, certain people, and everyone kind of talks, and he's constantly running into a lot of the guys that he was on probation with. Like a couple days ago, we ran into someone, and that was a target. I mean, and the guy comes up to us, and he's like with organized crime. It seems like a lot of the guys from Boca are starting to move up here. And we're constantly running into, a lot of the guys that he knows and things like that. So it was a lot of money. It was $191,000 that he had to pay back. So we were going to go ahead, and he had the money to pay off the probation and everything like that. And then I guess somehow when he went away, some guys didn't go away. They left the country.
You mean went away? He went to prison?
Right.
Okay.
They left the country. And so somehow he was dealing with some of those guys because they thought that he owed them, and I don't know, something with that he was taking care of. So the money that he used to get off of probation, he never he never did it. He did something else with that money.
Now, do you know any of these people, their names or anything like that, or where they may live, so that we may be able to follow it up? We're not going to implicate you.
The guys that left, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know them?
I don't know them.
You've never met them?
No, I mean, I know the guy that we ran into a couple days ago. I know certain names, you know what I mean, and I know certain families, they were on the news, like the guys that all just went away. I forget what family.
See, Brian and I in the squad, I only work major crimes. We only work murders, or homicides, and very serious assaults, and kidnappings and police shootings and things like that. We only specialize in that. We don't work anything else. So I wouldn't know about the theft of money that he may have been involved in or anything else. So I'm asking if you know any names, then we can run these guys down and see what they know.
Well, those group of guys, they all went away. But he's saying one of them, I guess somehow he had a problem. I don't know what problem he had. It was before we met. He ran into one of these guys, and the guy, he thought he owed him something or something happened. But they went away. I don't know if the one guy that I'm telling you about, Pasquale, if he also went away or if he didn't. But this just happened like a month and a half ago. They all got arrested again, the same stock fraud stuff again.
Is his first name Pasquale or last?
I don't know.
Is it Pasquale or Pasquale?
Pasquale.
Okay. What nationality are you? Spanish?
My mom's from Peru and my dad's from Egypt.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I understand you got a couple animals at your house too, right?
So, I guess, I want to tell you everything, the whole, so that
Please
you
do.
guys kind of know what's going on.
I do.
Okay.
I want to know.
So, that's what happened with that. So he didn't know how to tell everybody what was going on with everything. And so he pretty much
he told them that, like, you know, I had the money and I took it and I got involved in, like, a Bernie Madoff kind of scheme because he didn't know how to tell, you know, his mom and everybody what was going on.
You're lucky.
What?
You're lucky you went to the gym.
We were supposed to go to the gym.
Oh, both of you were supposed to go?
He didn't know if he was going to, he just had liposuction and he had, like, 2 blood handles removed from here. I think he had something little. And 2 weeks ago he had surgery. And yes,
what kind of surgery?
The beltectomy, like the lipo that he had.
Oh, did he used to be real heavy or something?
No, he used to be, and then he got lipo done, and I guess the plastic surgeon left like 2 bulges here, so.
She also talks about her husband's previous addiction.
Yesterday we went because he had like blood buildup in his back, so they drained it.
Okay.
So he was like, well, depending on how I feel today, but we go every morning. We haven't gone since his surgery, but every morning, 5 a.m., we're both at the gym. Yeah.
You got a lot of, that's better than me. I wish I could go, obviously.
Well, you know, he's very, he used to be a drug addict, and...
What was his drug of choice? Crack. Crack? Yeah, I'll do it to you.
And he's recovering alcoholic, and so with him, it's very important to be, like, on a schedule, and, you know what I mean, like, have a system, and very organized with everything, and...
The cop then steers the conversation back to Mike's murder.
Let's get back to his death. I don't know if you know, he was shot. He was shot twice, and I want you to know all this.
Do you know this?
Did they tell you out there?
Not exactly. I mean, they told me he was shot. When I was at the gym, I got a phone call. I didn't hear my phone ring, and I called back, and they told me just to please come, that something happened at my house.
Yeah, he would. Evidently, your husband answered the door.
She then explains that it was awkward for Mike to answer the door and that he was sick.
And they took him back upstairs, and in your bedroom...
He had cameras, though. Why would he answer the door? Like, he doesn't answer for anybody he doesn't know. I mean, the only person, like his probation officer is like the only, you know what I mean?
I have no idea.
He would not answer the door. We had cameras, like, at our house.
Maybe he knows this person. I didn't know you had cameras because when we got there, some of your neighbors heard the commotion.
We have cameras. The front door has cameras.
Oh, that's
the back
great.
door has cameras. But they don't record.
And they don't record.
Nobody knows, but they don't. We told everybody they record, but they don't record.
Oh, God.
Because he didn't want them to make a hole in the garage for the recorder to be there because of his car.
Well, when we got there, your door was wide open. When the officers got there, your door was wide open. They went in and looked. They said there was 2 dogs in the house in a crate or a cage or something like that. And he was found in the bedroom. He was shot twice in the head.
He wouldn't open the door unless it's somebody that he knows, because we don't open for anybody.
Now you have to understand, I wasn't there, neither was he. We have other people there, so maybe somebody broke into the house or something. I don't know. I haven't been to the scene yet.
All of our rooms have TVs, and we look specifically, like, to make sure nothing is happening, because we've had drug incidences and things like that.
Was he asleep when you left?
No, because we said sort of, but not really, because of his back. He was just kind of like...
Laying there?
He was just laying there, and he set the alarm, you know? But, I mean, I said, you know, I'll bring you coffee on the way home, and, you know, normal, like normal.
There was no alarm. There was no alarm sound going on.
I put our little dog downstairs, and he stayed upstairs with the big dog.
I don't know. How big is the dog?
It's an English bulldog. But he doesn't do...
Will he bite somebody?
No. He loves everybody. I mean, he will run off with whoever he sees. The one that's very aggressive and mean is the white one.
It's probably the smallest one.
The little, she's like 4-pound dog.
I think she weighs 200 pounds, right?
I'm just trying to...
Yeah, what I'm gonna do right now is...
There's a lot that, like, I want to tell you.
I'm going to be back. What I want to do is call right now. I'm going to go out and get in touch with the officers at the scene. I want to see if the house was burglarized.
Okay.
All right, just hang on for a second.
Thank you.
You want to wait here? Can you close the door, please?
The cop then leaves the room to get some more information and leaves Dalia alone. To which, Dalia starts crying.
Somebody call out there and see if the place was burglarized.
Take care. Can you do that, please? All right.
He then comes back and gives Dalia a bottle of water. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the cop starts to expose her.
Go ahead, Dalia. Drink some water. Now, you know that I advised you of your rights, right?
Yes, you have.
Okay. The game's over with. Okay? There's no more games with you and I. Now we're going to get down to serious business.
He then brings in the undercover cop, aka the Hitman, in handcuffs.
I want to know if you know this guy. Come here. Bring this guy in here. Get over here. Get over here. You know who this guy is?
No.
You've never seen him before?
I've never seen him before. Ever.
Do you know her?
Put your head up and look at her.
Put your head up.
I've never seen him.
What were you doing coming out of her house? Get him out of here.
The cop then says the most satisfying thing I've ever heard.
You're going to jail today for solicitation of murder. You're under arrest. That's an undercover police officer. We filmed everything that you did, recorded everything that you did. You're going to jail for solicitation of first-degree murder of your husband.
I didn't do anything.
Did you hear what I just told you?
I heard what you said, but I didn't
Everything,
do anything.
listen to me. Everything has been recorded. You were photographed in the convertible when you sat in his car in the front of CVS. What do you want to do? What do you want to do here?
I didn't
Dalia?
do anything.
Listen to
I
me.
didn't do anything.
You're going to
I didn't
jail.
do anything, please. I didn't do anything.
Tell me you didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
You're going to jail today. As soon as I'm done, they're going to come in here and handcuff you and take you to the Palm Beach County Jail, book you for solicitation of first-degree murder on your husband. Your husband is well and alive.
She then starts asking for her husband.
Thank God.
Oh, yeah, thank God.
Please. Can I see him?
No, he doesn't want to see you.
I so wanted to see him.
He doesn't want to see you.
Please.
You better quit your plan. Listen to me. I want you to quit your acting and get this over with.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Okay. You know what? You need a real good attorney. You need a real good attorney because we're going to show them the film where you say you're 5,000% sure you want him dead. You think I made that up? You think I made that up? It's exactly what's going to happen. I'm talking with you. When I leave this room, no other officer will ever talk to you again. The next time we see you is when you're in trial. Now, you can make it right here, or you're going to trial, and you're going to do life in prison. If you want to cooperate with us, whatever you want to do. It's over and done once I walk out. I'm not coming back in to talk to you. And no one else is either. What do you want to do before I leave here? Because the next officer comes here, going to handcuff you and take you to the jail.
I want to see my husband, please.
No, he doesn't want to see you. He doesn't want to see you. I'm leaving now. Can I have an officer come in here and cuff the person?
I don't know what's going on, please.
Dalia is then cuffed, and they finally reveal to her her husband.
I want to see what's happening, please.
Can you stand up?
Stand up, please.
Oh my God.
Sit back down. Here, stay right here. You can stay right there.
Oh my God.
He's alive.
Mike, come here. Come here, please. Come here.
I can't fix this.
Why not? I didn't do anything
I
to
heard
you.
you.
Mike, come here.
Dalia was further questioned by Officer Marino, where he basically explained to her what was happening.
What happened today? What's going on here?
A little.
Okay.
Now, slowly, I'm understanding a little bit better.
What's your understanding?
I was told one thing, and now it's like slowly, like all these things are. I don't really know what happened.
Do you know that you are arrested today? You're being arrested.
That part I understood.
Okay. Do you know what for?
Not really, no.
You don't know the charge?
No, nobody said anything.
Okay, go ahead and tell her the charge, Alex.
Okay. You're being arrested for soliciting to commit murder. Okay, which that means is you attempted to hire someone to kill somebody else, meaning your husband. Okay? And that's why you're here, and that's what you're getting charged with. You don't understand, or?
No, I never did that.
Okay, but that's what you're being charged with.
Okay.
And we have plenty of evidence to back it up. Okay? So, with your rights in mind, we want to give you an opportunity to do some soul searching maybe, and maybe get a lot off your chest and tell us the truth. That's what we want to hear.
She then says she wanted to go home, and the video cuts off.
Understand that you made the attempt to hire somebody to kill your husband. That's how serious this is. Okay, you can sit here and shake your head and deny it, but I'm going to tell you right now, all right, when the jury and the judge sees that videotape of you having this conversation, making a deal, all right, that's how far you went, all right? It wasn't it. It's not about denying it wasn't me, I didn't do anything, because the video, the audio, it's not going to lie, all right, and all the evidence that we have collected through all this investigation.
You sound like a fool right now denying this, because like my partner just said, everything's on tape, video and audio. I know, but you're not going home, you see? You're being arrested, so you're not going home.
But what do I have to do to go home? I'd like to go home.
I know, but you can't. It's impossible. You're going to the Palm Beach County Jail after this. You can't go home. You're being arrested. This is not a game. In your mind, it might be a little game, but this is very, very serious. Murder? Are you kidding me?
After Dalia was processed, she would call her mother, who was very sympathetic to her situation.
Hello? Mom, I'm in jail. I know, Dalia. I know. I find out. I need you to call Mike in New York. Okay, who do you want me to call? I need you to call Mike in New York, please.
Get this, she would then call Mike for help, and this was the most satisfying call I have ever heard. Trust me, you want to listen to this.
Hello? Hey, it's me.
Yeah, what's up?
Nothing, Mike. Can you please come here?
Hey, listen, I don't want to fight with you. Honestly, I can't help you. Don't you understand what just happened?
What they're saying is not true.
How is that possible?
Like, I'm sitting there. It's not true. It's not possible. You would need to give me 6 minutes to talk to you, but it's not possible. What they are saying is not true.
How in the hell did I hear it and see it?
Like, I heard what you heard. It's not true. I heard what you heard and I saw what you saw. Everything they showed you, they showed me.
And how is it not? How are you telling me that?
I am giving you my word that it's not true.
What do you... I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
Like, please, I need an attorney. Can you please help me? That's not true.
Your brother was here and I spoke to him. He's going to go talk to your mom. I called them for you already, right? So everybody knows where you're at. I took care of it.
I know that. I need your help, okay? This is not true.
I understand it too. Look, how do you explain what I saw and heard?
Like, I am limited on my phone call. You know more than anybody. It's not true. Just give me time so I can talk to you.
What did it say? I saw it. I heard it.
I saw what you saw and I heard what you heard.
Okay, what the you said you wanted to have me killed. I heard that.
It's not true. That is not
How is it not true?
How can you believe that?
I heard your voice.
How can you believe it?
What is the point? I heard you say it.
It's not. I heard what you heard and it's not.
What did I hear then? I heard you say.
I heard the tape. Okay, I heard the tape and I saw pictures and I saw the whole 9 yards. I saw all of it.
So why would you meet a guy in a parking lot? Explain that.
I'm sitting here on the phone. I will tell you when I see you in person. Please.
I can't come there anyway. I'm not allowed there.
That's not true. Who said that? They tell you that on purpose. That's not true.
I don't know what you could tell me. Even if, let's pretend, I said, oh, it's all better. I can't, they're charging your ass. Don't you get it?
Like, I didn't do anything. Please.
I don't know what to say to you. I can't help you. It's out of my hands.
You're not even trying.
What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to get me an attorney, please, so I can talk to you.
You know, one thing after another. You can't explain this one. You know? Come on, man.
You think?
What do you mean you didn't dare? You met a guy in the parking lot.
You know me, okay? You needed me yesterday. I took you right to Fort Lauderdale because of your thing, because of this, because of that. Every time you need me, I am here for you. Every single time, and there's no denying that.
So why would you meet a guy in the parking lot and hand him $1,200 and say, yes, I want him dead?
I didn't give anybody $1,200. Period. Where they got that from, I have no idea. I never gave anybody money. I never paid anybody money. I never anything. Nothing of nothing of nothing, and you have my word. Nothing.
I saw you with this guy in the truck or whatever the it was. I saw it. I heard your voice clearly. What? I don't understand.
Did not say those things. Period.
So how did they get your voice on that tape recorder?
Like, I'm limited with my time, please. Okay? Can you please help my mom? Please.
What can I do?
You can get the attorney, please.
Is she going to call me?
No, why would she call you? Call my mom.
I did call her already. I spoke to her, and she didn't believe anything I said, and I didn't say anything bad. I let her know.
Because you didn't want to help her. I already talked to my mom. You didn't offer to help her. You just said, okay, well, you know, whatever.
You gotta be kidding me, man. Look, Dalia, I heard you say that shit.
Like, I'm telling you right now, okay?
You can't fix it. You don't listen to me. You need to get your lawyer. Your mom's gonna get you. I spoke to your brother. And you need to just handle it. Because, Dalia, listen, if I go screaming to the judge or whatever and say, oh, it's okay, they're charging your ass.
Like, it doesn't matter, period.
It doesn't matter. You can hire 5 lawyers. They're charging your ass to have your voice, your face, everything on tape. You're in a lot of trouble. I'm trying to help you.
Are you trying to help me? How?
Because I'm trying to get your head, get off the bullshit, and understand what's going on here.
What bullshit would that be? I'm sitting here.
How are you going to sit there and tell me that? How are you going to tell me that you didn't say it, you didn't do it? When I saw you say it, and I saw you do it.
Do you have any idea how I was when they told me what supposedly happened to you, how I got, and how I was, and how everything?
Right, and you wanted me 500 or 5,000% dead.
That's not true.
You're absolutely
That's
sure,
not
right?
true. I heard what you heard, and that's not true.
And what did you hear then?
I heard the 5,000% sure. I heard, what else did I hear? I heard the whole thing. Everything you heard, I heard. And
So
not
what
once.
are you disputing about it?
I never wanted to dead, period. I never paid anybody. I never gave any money. I never anything.
What did you him for?
I didn't do anything. It's what I'm trying to tell you.
Why were you exposed to a video camera and a tape recorder? Why?
Can you meet me in person so I can talk to you?
No.
Why?
Explain that to me right now.
Why?
Why should I?
Because you know me. Okay, whenever you need me, I am there for you, period. You know that. Or am I not? You couldn't even get off the couch the other day, and I came, and I brought you dinner, and I this, and I that, and I always make sure you're always taken care of. You're always everything. I never, ever, 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 ever in my wildest dreams ever want that for you, ever.
Well, you said it, Dalia. You hired the guy.
No, I did not say anything, period. I didn't say anything.
I heard you.
Like, I didn't say anything. I heard what you heard, and I didn't say that.
I heard you say it. How did you not hear it? I mean, how did you not hear it? I heard you. I saw you. You know? I saw it. I heard it. I don't understand what you're arguing with me about. And what are those two safety deposit fees? What are they to? My money?
No, it's the papers. What are you talking about?
The fees they found in your purse. Was that my money tied to you right now?
No, they're just regular papers.
No. They were safety deposit fees. I know what they look like.
Right, and it's got papers. That's it.
Well, listen. I don't know how you're going to actually have the nerve to sit here and lie to me now. I don't understand. Like, I heard you say it, Dalia. I saw your mouth do it. Okay? I can't help you even if I wanted to. Do you get it?
Why don't you want to?
Get out of my head.
You're not even trying. It's different if you're trying. You're not even trying.
What could I possibly do for you? I don't get it. What could I do?
You're not even trying.
Trying what? I'm sitting here like a dumbass.
Okay, they're getting ready to take me again.
Dalia, I'm going to give you some advice, and you need to listen. You're going to be lying around in there for a little while, a couple days. You need to just try and relax and just go with it. And keep to yourself and don't say a lot.
Like, I love you. Don't do this to me. I'm sitting here. Everybody treated me awful. Sure, I didn't do anything to you. You know me. Everyone do things awful to me.
I can't help you. There's nothing I can do to help you. You know?
Hello?
Yeah. You know? Know what I'll do? You know what I'll do for you? Seriously?
What?
You sign my house back over to me. I'll help your mom immensely. Give me my house back. That's it.
That's it what?
I'll help you. So I don't have to go through the legal bullshit I have to go through already.
What does that mean?
It means sign my property back to me that you stole, basically.
That's what you're thinking, and I didn't steal anything.
All right, so listen. I'll have the papers sent over to you somehow. You'll sign them over to me, and then I will help your mother. Okay?
I'm not signing anything.
I know you wouldn't sign anything. I knew that wasn't going to happen. But I can't help you. Okay?
That's what you're thinking about. I'm sitting here rotting, and you're thinking about...
Now you start having me killed.
That's not true.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
What does your mom say?
She's not saying shit. She's sitting there. What's my mom saying? Check it out. My mom, your mom, everybody's mom, they're all out of it. You know where you're sitting right now? That's the reality. I can't fix it. I just offered to help you, and again, you have the balls to say no to me. Okay? Then I can't help you.
How do I believe you're going to help me if I do that?
Because you know why? Because I'm the only person on the phone that's ever done what they said they were going to do. Me. Okay?
How do I believe that?
Don't say shit. I just said I'd help you. Okay? You just basically said you to me, which is hilarious considering your situation and considering what the just happened today. Have your mom call me. I'll talk to her about it. I told you what I do. I'll fix it. I'll help you. You gotta do the right thing. All right?
I'm getting fingerprinted now.
All right.
Dalia would spend the night in jail, and the next day she stood before a judge where she was released on a $25,000 bond so she could await trial on house arrest. She moved back into her mother's house because, of course, she had nowhere else to go. The first trial was started on April 26, 2011. Dalia's defense team would try to argue that Mike was the one pulling the strings in the background. Allegedly, Dalia stated that the whole thing was a ploy for her and Mike to get into a reality TV show, so she was just a victim in the crosshairs of Michael and the Boynton police force's hunger for fame. They even tried to turn the case around and started pointing fingers at Mike, discussing his criminal past, trying to make it look like he wasn't to be trusted. Mike was cool, calm, and collected, and even clapped back on certain occasions.
Well, I'm staring at you now, so am I weird?
No, you're like a parrot.
A parrot?
Yeah.
What does that mean? I've been called a lot of things. What's a parrot?
You know. Come on.
You're winking at the judge. He doesn't know what you mean. What do you mean?
Did you do that on probation? Were you on probation? Did you do that on probation? Were you on probation? You know what I'm talking about. I'm just having fun with it. Come on, I'm with you.
You're having fun with me? Let me ask you something. Is this fun, Mr. Dippolito?
This sucks. Okay.
However, that never worked. The trial lasted for 3 weeks, and on May 13th, 2011, Dalia was sentenced.
My sentence is as follows. My sentence is 16 years in the Department of Corrections with credit for 163 days time served. I'm also required to inform Ms. Dippolito of what she already knows, but I'll inform her because I'm legally required to. You will have 30 days from the date of this sentence and judgment to appeal. I also am required to assess court costs in this case, and I realize it's not significant compared to everything else that's been going on. The court costs in the case are $518. Mr. Rosenfeld, I typically ask how defense wants me to handle court costs. You want it in a judgment? What do you want to do?
Judgment's fine.
All right, we'll place the $518 in judgment. I've explained the best I can why I've done what I've done. I've tried to be as objective as possible. As I said, I'm sure this sentence will be discussed, debated, criticized, and that's okay. It's my job to pass sentence, and that's what I'm doing. So it's 16 years with credit for 163 days time served. Giving credit for about half of the in-house arrest time is the way it works out, because I think absent grounds for mitigation, I agree with the state, this is a maximum sentence case, which would have been 20 years under my theory of vindictiveness.
However, her legal team filed for an appeal even before the sentencing was done, which would be approved, and Mike was really upset, as most men watching this video probably are.
You know, I went to prison. You know how I got there? I said I did it. Yeah, I did it. Let's get this over with and handle it. You know, that hasn't happened here. All I've had to deal with is, before, you know, the money stolen, my victim's money, my house. I'm still married. I don't have my home back. It's my house. I bought that house. I'm going to get it through a divorce. It's mine. And there's no arguing that. I don't have it. I mean, this girl doesn't feel sorry for anything. She still doesn't think she did anything. And believe me, I don't want to get up here and be nasty, but the reality is I sit and listen to this. Even today, we're talking about a retrial? Retrial for what? I mean, what is it we're doing? Who didn't understand what happened here? They still don't want to admit anything happened. Nothing bad happened. It's all good. Let's just all go home and it's fine. I'm not okay. You know, my father died. I was supposed to have been able to travel to see him. I didn't get to see my dad. You know, my dad's dead. And, you know, that was part of my plan. Get off probation, go see my family, spend time with my father. That didn't happen. It's not going to happen now. You know. People didn't get paid, you know, in between all this. You know, her plan was to put me back in jail until 2032. I guess when what didn't work or whatever happened, you know, I don't even want to, I guess that's not the point, but the point is here we are today. You know, that wasn't good enough. She tried to kill me. I'll be honest, I can't focus on the fact of trying to be killed because I have so many problems now, and I'm still on probation. These people didn't get paid. I'm a nervous wreck. I don't know, you know, I'm not working practically. My business has failed, is gone. My life is ruined. I walk out here today, Judge, what is it, 2032 is when I get released, if I pay the money. I didn't commit a violent crime. I got 30 years. That's not a joke. Everybody laughs, oh, but no, it's not. You take 30 years. You go 2 years in prison and take to 28 years. You take it. You know, I take it serious. I worked my ass off to get off probation. I did the right thing. I owned what I did. You know, yeah, I'm a convicted felon. Oh, I'm a bad guy. I'm not that bad. I worked my butt off to pay these people back. You know? And then, you know, to go through all this, and like I said, the whole way, I'm just waiting to hear, okay, we'll try and fix this and give you a... And I would have came in here and I'd have said, you know what, Judge, send her on a vacation. She deserves it. I'd have said anything, because you know why? If she would have owned it like a normal person and would have owned up to something, I would respect that. But instead, when I get to court, I hear that I want a reality television show. Not only is she coming, like, her lawyers alone, it's ridiculous. You should have just said space aliens landed, and they did it. That would have been a better defense. You could have made that up.
I can guarantee you, if the roles were reversed, Mike would have probably gotten life and his request for a retrial would have been denied. This woman wasn't even sorry. She lied the entire time, and she wasn't showing any form of remorse.
But I know that you have the power in deciding what happens to the next phase of Dalia's life, in showing mercy and leniency.
story.
In life, we make mistakes. Sometimes we will deserve a second chance. Dalia's not dangerous, nor has she ever been in trouble, much less to hurt anybody.
Her mother tried to cry and beg the judge for mercy by saying her daughter made a mistake. Getting a BBL, then regretting it, is a mistake. But trying to get your husband killed and arrested multiple times for money in a house is not a mistake. Stealing $241,000 from your husband while you claim to help him cover his debt to society and then gaslight him after he asks for the money is not a mistake. This girl knew what she was doing, and I completely understand why Mike was upset. In December of 2016, the second trial would kick off, but this time there was an issue. The jury was tainted. Turns out one of the jury members in the second trial knew about the antifreeze poisoning, which wasn't allowed in the first trial, so a jury misconduct was issued. It should also be noted that it had been 8 years since Dalia was arrested, and during the second trial, it was also discovered and announced that Dalia had given birth, but Mike, however, was not the father. The pregnancy she told him about was fake, and Mike had already found out about it while moving Dalia's stuff out of his house. All I can say is, he found used, bloody tampons hidden in his house. The child belonged to another man who wasn't even part of this case. The third trial took place in the summer of June 2016, and in 90 minutes the jury found Dalia guilty of solicitation to commit first-degree murder, and she was finally sentenced to 16 years in prison. Dalia is serving her sentence at the Lowell Correctional Institution Annex in Marion County, Florida, and she's set to be released from prison in 2032. In conclusion, I would like to say this. The best of us have been betrayed by women or men who we thought loved us. Whether it's getting cheated on or ghosted, it hurt. Loss is an unexplainable pain that no doctor can cure. However, this case is not a reflection of every woman in the world. Don't leave this video with hate towards all women because you've been hurt before by people like Dalia. I agree nowadays more of these cases are popping up, but this is my advice. Follow your gut. Don't ignore the red flags you see while dating someone. I have personally made that mistake and it cost me quite a hefty price. You can't change the one you're dating. What you see is what you get.
If Jesus can't save these hoes, why are you trying? What make you think you greater than Jesus, nigga?
Just as Mike left his loving and supporting wife for Dalia, the lesson here is don't think the grass is always greener on the other side. It's better the devil you know than the angel you don't know. Money doesn't equal a happy relationship, so don't listen to these smooth-brained girls and guys on TikTok who claim that it does. Mike had money, but look where it got him. He gave her everything but a reason to be a good wife. If it hisses like a snake, if it moves like a snake, best believe it's a snake. Never be afraid to walk away and watch the company you keep. Not everyone who smiles at you has your best interest at heart. And believe me, there are good women and men out there looking for good men and women like you. And sometimes you have to meet a few wrong people so that when you meet the right one, you'll be thankful for that gift. So don't despair if you can relate to this story. If after all this, Mike did eventually find love, so could you. Ladies and gentlemen, another day, another case, and this one looks like it's all the way solved, and my time here is up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. And always remember to keep trekking, fam.